All right, unlocking the house here. Now let's go out to the street. Hello, mayors. Hello, mayoresses. How are you all doing? I hope you're well. We're here to start another episode of Barbosini Island, here on our island, Vanillas. If you're enjoying this series, please leave your like here at the beginning of the video and let's cut the tour here. Also, make sure to check your subscription and check if there's the Hypar option, because hype really helps the video reach more people. Look at this view we have here, of the rest of the city. The street goes downhill here. We're in a neighborhood that's on a hill, right? That we did in the last episode, and this is the first episode I'm recording this year, right? The others were pre-recorded because I traveled. Anyway, I had a good New Year's. I hope you all are doing well, so let's enjoy. How is our city, our island doing? I'm going to try to get down here so we can walk around a bit at the beginning of this episode. Well, I don't even know if it's to the right or to the left. Maybe it's to the right. There are a lot of bicycles here, right? People are using a lot of bicycles on the island, and this part is much flatter. Look, there's a street here that goes down. Let's go down. This neighborhood turned out great, right? It's calm and residential with occasional cyclists passing by. This guy here walking with 4 dogs, that's it, my friend. And here comes the mayor. Finally on the waterfront, where we have the highway along with the bike lane, and over here we head towards the city. If you look at the top right corner, you'll see a 146, that's the frames per second. Okay, I'll leave the frames per second there. Really small, so here we have 46 frames per second. And in this area here, which is central, so the performance here is great. And comparing it to our series with mods, right? Barbosa Bay, we stay around an average of 18 FPS, right? It hardly ever reaches 20 FPS there, so we really have more than double here. Well, let's start today's episode, right? A lot of people here on the bike lane, also public transportation, ambulance, bicycle. Let's go. Well, it was right here where we started the episode, right? We went to the downtown. Anyway, guys, we're here with people still moving in, right? Population growth is still low here, and we also have, right, a very, very profitable revenue. Our city is in the green, right? With another 682,000 in profit. Good. So let's take advantage of this good financial health to improve aspects of our population's happiness. Because a happier population pays more taxes, right? And that enables the growth of our city. We can see here that the high risk of crime is what's lowering this score the most, minus 14 points. So let's talk about public safety here on the island, which has a police station here and none. Right. Closer to here then, man. Do we really need more police stations? I don't think there is one. No, there isn't one here. No, this is just a patrol car that's responding to a crime call right now. Here, actually, in our Praça Secreta, where we have the city center. Look at how many bikes there are, man. I've even seen people commenting that the number of bikes is a bit over the top with this bike update, right? For now, I think it's cool to see so many people riding bikes. But I hope this doesn't become a problem. But anyway, getting back to the topic of public safety, it's time for us to build more police stations. Average crime probability, 93. Yeah, this is really concerning. Current number of criminals, 43. There are 2 crimes per month here on the island, and the rate of successful crimes is 0. We managed to catch everyone, but if the number of criminals increases, maybe we won't be able to catch them all. Then, there's only 1 person in custody and 23 sentenced to prison, but we don't have anywhere to put them, right? So here's the thing. What police station do we have here? It's the small police station. I hope human rights don't see this. We have 20 people locked up in a space meant for 10, right? In other words, there are 20 people in a cell for 10. And when it comes time to set up this police station here, let's study which area will be best, where it will be most effective. Probability of crimes. Let's activate only this filter. We can see it's on the avenues, right? Since they're busier, the probability of crime is lower. On this avenue here too, and man, on these alley streets here diagonally, there's also a low probability of crime. I don't know exactly why, but here, look. This is an area where we need to be concerned about placing a police station. I'm gonna put it, right? We had placed this small one. I'm going to put the standard police station, which is bigger in area. Here we have a free lot that will serve this region well, so the police station is installed here, where we'll have a garage extension for 6 more vehicles. So now our police coverage, right? It's all over the main area of this neighborhood. And it's only here in this suburb that police coverage doesn't reach very well, where there are also a lot of crime incidents. After all, there's no police station at all. For here, I'm going to put a small one, because it's a neighborhood with 1,300 inhabitants, much smaller than this one here with 14,000. Actually, it's 10 times smaller in terms of population. So I'm going to put a small police station on this side here to cover this lack of coverage. And maybe I'll expropriate a business here so that this police station ends up being well located. Or I put it here. I think I'll put it here. No, I'll put it right here on the corner. That'll be good because we have a small bus terminal here, and I believe that on the other side of the street, there would be a police station right in front of the beach. I hope this helps with the crime issue. Now, both sides are covered, so I hope the likelihood of crimes goes down. Good. This measure here, it's punitive, right? Because we're going to arrest, hunt people down, but we can do it. I wouldn't call it punitive, but we can implement a preventive policy to keep people from becoming criminals. For that, we need to actually unlock the administration, so I'll see if I can unlock it here in the progress window. The Social Security Office will provide financial support to low-income citizens, which increases well-being and reduces the likelihood of turning to crime. So that's it. From what I remember, this Social Security Office is pretty big. Look at it here. It really is. It actually takes up several blocks here, and we're kind of running out of space. Here in this downtown area, we have these 2 blocks that I didn't really want to use right now, but I don't think there's any other way. I'm going to put this office here because it doesn't make sense to leave it kind of isolated, right? It has to be here where most people are. The bad thing is that it didn't fit exactly right here in the size of the lot. I'm going to have to manually expand this lot here, extending its textures to at least connect with the boardwalk, right? I think here, look, also in this back part, we could extend this alley, take advantage of this corner, and create a parking lot back here. Maybe like this. I don't know if I should create an intersection here or make it a one-way street, right? To make a smaller intersection, but you know what? One way is a good idea here, right? Is that okay? I think I'm even going to remove this traffic light here for now, and I'll also forbid people from turning left here so they don't block the intersection, right? Since I removed the traffic light, and here on this side where there's this space, I'm going to try to add some trees to make it look nice between the Previdencia Social Office and the boardwalk. All right, are you busy? I think I'm going to fill this area with this style of building from the Mediterranean to make an extension of the downtown area over here. Man, it's a park because we don't have a park in the city yet, so it'll be cool to use this area here. And finally, regarding public safety measures here, man, that really increased our costs a lot. Damn, we had more than $600,000 in positive balance on the monthly statement. I was gonna say that finally, I was going to increase the police budget here from 100 to 110. Maybe this won't affect our budget that much, but I think it's time for us to review the taxation as well. After all, okay, we have an unemployment rate of 8 here. It's a number, okay, an average number, but it's still asking for a lot. Here is the industrial demand, and this is a map where we don't have many places to build industries. And also, I'm still traumatized by Bahia de Barbosa. I don't want to keep building industries. At most, I'll do it this way. Micro-industrial neighborhoods, so we only have this bit of industry here, and just this little piece of industry brings us here. In taxes, $500,000, of course. Residential and commercial bring in $700,000, but there are a lot of residences and a lot of businesses. So industry is really very profitable. So to discourage this demand, I'm going to raise the industrial tax a bit here. The office sector doesn't bring us much at all, so I'm going to lower it, and I'll also lower the residential a bit. I'll keep it simple. No or little education at 6 for the tax-educated and well-educated at 7 and higher education at 8. Actually, I think I'm even going to discourage people. If you're going to graduate, putting it this way, I'll leave everything at 7, only higher education. I'll put it 8 because, man, people with higher education earn a lot more than those with no education at all. That makes sense. I doubt anyone wants to not graduate. My way of thinking didn't make sense. I don't know, but this taxation here, it should be based on income and not education. Because there are a lot of people nowadays with degrees who can't get a good salary. Or it should also be by density, right? Low density, medium density, and high density like it is in CityZoom. But, all right, I'm going to leave commerce at 8 here too, so we can really encourage business. And our crime risk is going down. It's already at -9. There's the postal services part that we can try to work on, right? We don't have any postal service here in the city. I'm going to put a small agency here in this village, and it'll give good coverage here. Look, and I'll put a bigger agency in Villa Mayor. Obviously, look, it fits perfectly, even this block. We've got good coverage here, right? Close to downtown, but I think it's worth putting another small agency here. Look, because this area ended up kind of without coverage. So I'll put one here to help with that as well. And the rest will be mailboxes, right? Here on the mountain, we can have some mailboxes here in Samo, right? We can also have a mailbox at the factory. Look, this area was left without coverage, but the mailbox solves it. Now there are several mailboxes spread out here, also inside the neighborhood. And now it will only be missing on this mountain. Well, I think that's it, man. Let me fix it here. Well, people are complaining a little bit now about the traffic, but when it comes to traffic, there's not much we can do, right? And it's fine. You see, the traffic flow isn't that bad here. Let's check the volume. Of course, obviously on the avenues, the volume is higher, but the flow isn't getting stuck anywhere. I'm annoyed because there are notifications about accumulated trash, and it's bad to have this notification because in the building that has accumulated trash, we lose 50 efficiency points. Man, that's really bad. I've even created another landfill here, so we have a landfill that's already being used a lot and everything works a bit poorly. Here, because of the mail deliveries, when the service becomes inadequate, efficiency drops by 10, right? That's the case with all public services, right? For example, here at the high school too, there's -10 because of the inadequate mail service, right? We hope it gets fixed now since we've made this investment here. But I think I'll have to invest in a recycling center because this landfill here is full and this one is full too, right? And there's no processing speed. Man, even if I put this waste collection point here, look, it doesn't solve much. And there's another thing too. 2 trucks in use, even though we have 27 available, right? And this one, look, 1 truck in use, even though we have 30. See? This landfill stores 1.12 tons of garbage, okay? And it processes 180 tons per month at the landfill. I mean, at the recycling center, we'll have about the same storage, 1.5 tons and 1,500 tons per month. In other words, the processing speed is much higher. Maybe I'll replace this landfill here with a recycling center. And it won't be just any investment, okay? Because the recycling center, besides having to unlock it here, or I unlock it, the incineration plant is more efficient, but it pollutes, right? It processes much more and has twice the processing and storage capacity of the recycling center, and it doesn't cost twice as much. So really the problem is the pollution. So for now, I'm going to take the step of using the incineration plant, even though it's more polluting, because man, it's a matter of economics, right? It's really about the money, actually. It's causing an overload. Here at the water pumping station, I'm gonna have to install more pumps. Maybe the last pumps I'll install. Okay, then I'll have to solve this. For now, I'm not going to make any improvements here at the incineration plant because we're already, spending more than we're making, so it's going to get complicated. I'm removing this landfill since we can manage with just the plant, but it won't fit here, so it has to stay. That's it. A bunch of little vans just left. Now for the garbage collection, all 50 vehicles are in use. I hope to solve this problem of garbage piling up here, which affects the efficiency of our buildings. The balance is already a bit more positive, 190,000. Well, while we wait for everything to get back to normal, I think I'll try to do some work here on this waterfront, which is the waterfront of our main village. Up until now, we've worked here in Villa dos Petroleros, so we left this waterfront here. Look, it's great, right? Now it's time to customize our main waterfront. Well, I'm going to start by removing these coastal trees here, man, on this mountain right here. I think I'll remove it too, because I'm going to use it to do something cool, and I'll also remove this strip of sand here, man. Did you see that? It flashed. Notification to wait in the hearse. Altogether, people die collectively. Death wave problems since unzoning, which still hasn't been fixed. At least all the vehicles here at the cemetery are being used, right? Let's see if they fix it. People here have a scheduled time to die. And look, suddenly our monthly balance just shot up. I don't know exactly what happened, but it's because of taxes. Look, we're collecting more, especially here with the industrial sector, right? We increased something, here it got cheaper to maintain, right? But anyway, our happiness also went up, see? Now we have more wealth, the risk of crime is going down, and we don't have any more problems with the mail. So I believe that's what helped, okay? Because, look, that -10 mail efficiency disappeared from our buildings, and I think that improved the economy. So, man, pay attention to the mail. I neglect it. I forget about it, but it's really important here in cities too. There's some traffic on this avenue. I don't know if it's people looking for parking. What did they want to do? But look how busy this downtown is, man. It's a really busy downtown. There are bikes, cars, buses, but it's already getting sorted out, right? The line ends here now. Man, it's a really busy downtown too, right? Many people chose to die here, so there are many funeral cars. I'm going to walk on the sidewalk now. Maybe exploring the pedestrian streets here. Let's see how this layout turns out. One-way street, right? To also save a lot of space. A straight line here I think could even be okay, but I'm not sure. I think a curved boardwalk following the shoreline here at the beach would be a good idea. Look at that. And here, already going for the curve again. Well, it turned out like this. I made a little piece over here. I made the curve along the shoreline. Now I have to see how it is. I'm gonna go around and circle this mountain. I think I'm gonna do something more or less like this on this side, right? Drawing a little road because I'm going to try to make a boardwalk outline here. I'm even thinking about making it a bike lane. You know, why not, man? Now winter has arrived, right? Well, at this time of year, making a coastal bike lane doesn't really fit. There, I made a bike lane crossing here. I'm going to connect it here. Look, with these two streets, I already updated them to have bike lanes, right? Because they already connect here with the rest of the main bike lane network. These streets here, this dirt road, actually it's about time it got paved too, right? Here, look, I'm gonna put a paved street here, and now on the boardwalk, I'm going to add some activity, some leisure, right? So you could put it in, I mean, if there was space for it, a tennis court, but a tennis court is huge. But you can put those outdoor gyms here. Look, you can also put a skate park, a basketball court. Man, this tennis one here. It could even fit here, but I would have to remove this parking lot. And then we could use a concrete surface here, maybe to make a design like burl marks, connecting the street to the boardwalk. Here. In fact, this is the kind of thing I've done a lot, even in our series over there in Bahia de Barbosa. And sometimes I think it's cool to play around a bit here with the shapes. You know, both abstract ones. Okay, it created a pattern like this, and we complement it with vegetation. I don't know, here I'll focus more on shrubs, and here, right, with this sand surface. I'm going to redraw the sandy part of the shore here as if it were even a big sandbank, right? And stick this sand here on the boardwalk, which already has people walking on it. And then we get, right, a new shoreline this way. And it's a shame it's winter because of the color, right? Even though the weather is really clear, right? clear sky, the color there, the snow on the mountains, it doesn't match very well. But it's beautiful. I don't know if I should put some little palm trees here, to help with this beach vibe. Right. Even though it's 3 degrees, it's always a dilemma, right? But anyway, I'm gonna put them, guys. I think it looks good, I don't think it turned out bad at all. I also think the coloring really pleased me. Looking at it like this, it's a European beach, like the Mediterranean, right? The architecture really helps with that. And people probably won't walk around here on these paths, probably not. I'm sure they won't unless I put some paths in here, you see? The problem is that they don't stay under the texture, right? They stay on top and end up showing, but that's fine. I don't think it's a problem. It's one of the prices we pay for playing vanilla here. I'm going to put a gazebo on the other side. I think it will look good here. A fountain, some benches here for anyone who wants to sit and look at the waterfront, right? This part here at the foot of the hill is also welcome. I think we can zone it with the Mediterranean style even though here, right? There's a really high slope. The street follows this slope. I'll see how it is. Just zoning here, you see? If it doesn't look too unrealistic, it's fine. So, for us not to leave this hill bare, let's plant some trees on it again, right, man? 2 degrees last winter and it didn't snow in the city, right? The snow stayed only on the mountain. Let's see how this winter will be if it's going to be harsher than the previous one. There you go. The hill here has trees again, right? We have our waterfront, the houses here, the buildings have grown. So is it keeping this pattern here? Corridor, old city, like the ones we see in cities around the world. The people here are really happy. The running facilities are adequate. The issue of crime still needs to be addressed. But we've managed to reach a very high level of happiness here. Our revenue, our monthly balance sheet, which was negative during this period, is now over $1 million. And the city is thriving, ready to grow with many, many demands. So this was an episode where we didn't build that much, right? We mostly built this waterfront area here. I think I might even remove these trees from here so they don't block the cyclist's view. But we really took care of the behind-the-scenes stuff here, the finances, the city's management issues. A lot of people say, man, I really like it when Barboza goes into this more administrative, more political side. So if you like that, this was your episode. We spent $1 million on incinerating trash here, and we've pretty much already recovered it, okay? We had $1.8 million when I built this here. Now we're at $1.7 million. So the investment has also been recovered. And lastly, right, to wrap things up, I'm going to take a walk along this waterfront with you. Let's start here in the more central area, and we'll go in there to see what the view is like, right, for those who are on this sidewalk and getting closer to the beach. Here we have kind of a little market, right? Old, it even looks like a deactivated warehouse. Well, not deactivated, but revitalized. And here we reach the waterfront, right? Over there, you can even see a cross. And let's cross here at the crosswalk and go into the paths we took. Here we have a skate park and the boardwalk. Look at how amazing this boardwalk is. It's a shame it's winter, right? It's a shame it's 2 degrees. But we have the sand strip redone. It's nice. People walk around. It's really great, right? Over there, there's a gazebo, a bench, the Mediterranean-style facades, and overall, it's really nice. I liked it. We invested a lot in this episode in quality of life for the citizens, so all the aspects have improved. Security, leisure, right? Mainly, and that's it. I hope you all enjoyed it. And we're going to wrap up here at the other end of the garden where we have access. Here's the bike lane that comes through here. This part is kind of messed up. Look how weird it is. But look, bike lane, so cyclists can exercise their right to health. Here, riding with a beautiful view, nice fresh air. Anyway, look, someone is already coming here on a scooter, right? I want to end the episode here with you. I want to thank you for making it this far, to the end of the video. You are amazing, you are awesome, just the way you are. Our council members, who are the foundation, are a pillar here on this channel. I also want to thank our secretaries, and I really want to thank our vice mayors as well. Secretaries and vice mayors, by watching this video here in advance, will also have access to its raw version. So this is my way of thanking you for kindly supporting the channel. Thank you very much, Orbital. Thank you very much, Giovanni Freitas. Thank you very much, Jose Fernando. Thank you very much, Nagal. Thank you very much, Pedro Mendes. And thank you very much to Rafuksho as well. All right, we're always together. A big hug, and see you next time. See you.